So just find a comfortable seat. You can shift a little side to side and forward and back. Just let your hips get heavy and your shoulders relax. And you might close down your eyes or take a soft gaze and just circle your shoulders out once or twice or 3 times, lifting your shoulders towards your ears and then gliding your shoulders onto your back. And again, you might close down your eyes or take a soft gaze. Let your hips drop. And from that dropping, see if you can lift up through your sternum and lift up through the top of your head. Again, cultivating lightness as we connect with the element of air today. You might even notice the sound of the wind. I don't know if it's also windy in Flagstaff. You might notice the flow of your breath, the wind, the air element moving through your lungs. And as we initiate this practice, notice where you're starting from today, how you feel in your body, your mind, your heart. If your eyes are closed, please blink them open. And we're going to shift our seat into a kneeling seat, Vajrasana, thunderbolt pose. So coming to sit on your heels, doing a little more to open up the shoulders. Lift your arms and then cactus your arms out to the sides. Drop your tailbone, pull your elbows back, lift your chest, and take an inhale. And then as you exhale, wrap right arm on top, hold opposite shoulder, drop chin to chest, and round and stretch out your back. And continue like that. Inhale, cactus your arms, lean back and open. And exhale, round left arm on top. On your own, let it flow. Inhale, opening up. And exhale, rounding in. Flowing side to side. Last one. And the next time you cactus your arms out to the sides, stretch your fingertips towards the floor next to you or maybe even behind you. Come into just a little bit of a back bend. Inhale deeply. And then exhale, sweep your hands forward and fold into child's pose. Resting your head down, let your hips get heavy. You might even sweep your hands back towards your feet, turning your palms to face up. Draping your shoulders over the sides of your legs, stretching, breathing into your back body. And complete your exhale. And then slide your hands forward and transition to hands and knees. Stack your wrists under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. And as you inhale, sweep your left arm up, lean back, and then start to reach your left hand towards the back of your mat. Reach your hips to your heels, lower to the top of your left hand. We're going to circle it out. Slide your hand forward, up and around. Inhale. And exhale, reach back over your hips. Once more on your own. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Good. This time, as you inhale forward and up, pause there. We're going to come into a side plank variation. Extend your left leg long Swivel your right shin and foot off of the mat. Pick up your left leg. And from here, bend your left knee, cactus your left arm, and stretch your left elbow towards your toes. Up into your chest. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, reverse, pull your elbow towards your knee out in front of you. Contract. With your breath, inhale, cactus your arms, stretch your toes back, puff your chest forward. And exhale, pull elbow to knee. Once more. So this time, as you reach back, you can stay here or stretch your left hand to clasp your outer left foot. Start to press your foot into your hand and open into a half bow shape. Inhale deeply. And exhale to release your knee, your hand, and press back, active child's pose. Tuck your toes, reach your hips to your heels. As you inhale, shift forward to hands and knees. You can untuck your toes and prepare for the other side. So inhale, stretch your left or your right arm up this time. And then begin to reach your hand back towards your right foot, towards the back of your mat, and lower your hips, lower to the top of your right hand. And then slide forward through your right arm, take it up and around and back. Exhale. Once more like that. This time, as you sweep your right arm forward and up, pause. You're going to straighten the right leg, drop to your right heel, and swivel your left foot off of your mat. And then pick up your right leg, bend your right knee, cactus your right arm, and stretch your elbow towards your toes. Puff up through your chest, inhale. And then exhale, reverse, elbow to knee, round. With your breath, inhale, open up into the back bend, and exhale, contract. Good, once more like that. And this next time you reach back, you can stay here or clasp right hand to your outer right foot. Press your foot into your hand and open. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Return your right hand, your knee. Reach your hips towards your heels. Take a child's pose. This time, touch your big toes together. Widen your knees and rest down. And just reconnect with the flow of your breath. Complete your exhale. Inhale, shift forward, hands and knees. Stack your knees directly under your hips. Walk your hands forward, puppy dog pose. Stretching out through your back. You can rest either your forehead or your chin down. Deep opening through the shoulders and upper back. Complete your exhale. And slide forward to your belly. And just land in a Sphinx pose with your elbows under your shoulders, your forearms parallel, fingers spread. And drop your chin to your chest, round your back, exhale. Inhale, look forward, press the mat away, glide your shoulders back. And feel it again, exhale to round. And inhale, look forward and open. Good, once more. This time, as you look forward, you can add on to this if you'd like by lifting your elbows. Again, glide your shoulder blades onto your back. Inhale deeply. And exhale, lower your elbows and rest on your belly. So stack your hands under your forehead, sway your hips a little bit. And then slide your hands under your shoulders. Press back, child's pose. Touch your big toes together, rest your hips From here, inhale, round forward. Keep your knees bent as you lower your hips. Come into a bent knee cobra. And then exhale, back child's pose. Flowing with your breath. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Last one on your own. Good. So working a little bit with the movement from Tuesday. Inhale here. And as you exhale, lower slightly. And then roll, take your feet to the right and press to your right hip. So on your right hand, your right hip. From there, inhale, lift your hips, lift your left arm, side stretch. If you want to add to this, pick up your left knee, deepening the stretch of the left side waist. Then even higher. There goes my AirPod. Take an inhale. And exhale, lower your knee, lower your hips, and roll back to your belly. And then we'll change sides. Take your feet to the left, press into your left hand, come up onto your left hip. Same thing, inhale, lift your hips, lift your right arm up and over your ear. If you want to add to this, pick up your right knee. Inhale and exhale, lower your knee, lower your hip, roll back to your belly. Straighten your legs and just come into cobra pose. Inhale, lift up, elbows stay bent, shoulders stay on the back. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes, press back, active child's pose, and into downward facing dog. So take a couple breaths to walk it out through your dog, bending your knees, maybe swiveling your heels side to side, stretching out your side waist. Moving and breathing in a way that feels good to you. And then start to slow your movement down. Complete your exhale. And as you inhale, round forward. Rounded high plank. And as you exhale, glide back, downward facing dog. And from here, start to stretch your right toes back and crisscross your legs. Take your right leg behind your left, lower your toes to the floor. And then start to lower your heels to the left. So you feel a deep stretch of your right side. If that's too much, just keep your heels lifted. Press evenly into your hands and maybe look forward to add a little bit of a back bend. Complete your exhale. And then inhale. Place your right foot next to your left, downward facing dog. And we'll feel that on the other side. So inhale, lift your left leg slightly, stretch your toes back, and then crisscross your legs. Pick up your heels and start to drop your heels to the right. You can stay there or look forward. Complete your exhale. There's my mangy kitten that's been rolling in the dirt and mesquite leaves. Inhale, downward facing dog. And from there, look to the top of your mat, walk your feet forward, and come into a forward fold. Soften your knees, hold opposite elbow, ragdoll, let your head drop. Just rock a little side to side. Loosening up through all the muscles of your back. Release your hands, keep your knees bent, and slow motion roll up to standing one vertebrae at a time. Roll your shoulders back at the top, mountain pose. And from here, lift your arms, bend your knees, easy chair pose, and then cactus your arms. So we'll take a standing cat's breath. Pull your elbows back, reach your chest forward, inhale. And as you exhale, press your palms forward, straighten your legs, tuck your tailbone, round your back. Okay, again, inhale, cactus your arms, bend your knees. Puff up through your chest and exhale, round. Connect your palms. Once more like that. Good. This next time, as you cactus your arms, keep that arch through your back. Straighten your legs, bring your hands to your lower back. So you can have your fingertips to the sides or start to turn your fingers to face up for a deeper back bend. Drop your tailbone straight down towards your heels and puff up through your chest. So this back bend is happening in your upper back rather than your lower back. And you feel more of a lift than an arching back. Good. Inhale, come up to standing. And exhale, release your arms at your sides or connect your palms to your heart, mountain pose. Take a breath, stand tall and feel. Release your hands down at your sides. Inhale, stretch your arms high. Exhale, swan dive forward. Lead with your heart, hinge at your hips. Release your hands. Drop your head. Inhale, lift part way. Pop your left heel up and slow motion stretch your left leg long behind you and softly land in a lunge. Set your left knee down. And take an inhale, lift your arms. Cactus your arms. Lift your chest, curl back, inhale. And then as you exhale, reach forward and start to straighten your right leg-ish. A variation of standing splits. Okay, with your breath, inhale, cactus your arms, bend your right knee. And exhale, reach forward, glide your hips back. You can always lower your hands for more support. Once more. This time, as you reach forward, lower your hands. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knees, straighten your right leg-ish. For more sensation, you can pick up your right toes. Tent to your fingertips, round your back, and step back, downward facing dog. As you inhale, lift your right leg slightly, stretch through your toes, and crisscross your legs. Swivel your heels to the left, stretching through your right side waist. Good, and now lift your heels, keep the crisscross, and start to come into a rounded high plank with your right ankle behind your left ankle. You can stay here or start to drop your hips, coming into upward dog with your legs crossed. Inhale, press into your hands, puff up through your chest, lift your gaze. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog, uncross your legs. As you inhale, lift your left leg, bend your knee, open your hip. You can stay here or move towards Wild Thing. Spin to your outer right foot. Tent to your left fingertips, send your left knee high, and maybe look under your left arm. As if you're going to Wild Thing pose, but not yet. Good, and as you exhale, look forward, pony to nose, and step forward, lunge. Take an inhale, lift your arms, high crescent lunge. As you exhale, cactus your arms, glide your left hip back, and lift up through your sternum. Inhale here, and exhale, reach forward, step forward. Chair pose, sweep your hands back, knees stay bent. And inhale, stand, straighten your legs, lift your arms. And exhale, release your arms down, mountain pose. Arms at your sides or palms together at your heart. Take a breath. Good, release your hands down. Inhale, stretch your arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, partway lift. Pick up your right heel, slow motion, stretch your right leg long to step back into a low lunge. Set your right knee down. Inhale, lift your arms. Just like we did on the other side, cactus your arms, find a little back bend. Inhale. And then exhale, start to reach forward and straighten your left leg-ish. Remember, you can always lower your hands down as needed. Inhale, cactus your arms, bend your knees or your knee. And exhale, glide back. Good, once more with your breath. This time, as you reach forward, lower your hands. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and straighten your left leg-ish. For more sensation, pick up your left toes. Tent to your fingertips, round into your back, and step your left leg back. Downward facing dog. Stretch your left toes back, lift your legs slightly, and crisscross your legs. Swivel your heels to the right, side stretch. And now lift your heels. Keep the cross of your ankles start to round into your back, rounded high plank. And if it's okay for your lower back, start to lower your hips, coming into upward dog with your legs crisscrossed. One more breath, press into your hands, lift up through the top of your head, and exhale, press back, downward dog, uncross your legs. Send your right leg high, inhale, bend your knee, open your hip. Stay here or move towards Wild Thing Prep. Spin to your outer left foot. Tent to your right fingertips. Send your right knee high and maybe look under your right arm as if you're going to flip into Wild Thing. And as you exhale, pull your knee to your nose, step forward. Setting up for crescent lunge. Inhale, lift your arms high. Exhale, cactus your arms. Inhale, deepen your back bend. Exhale, reach forward. Step forward. Chair prep. Sweep your hands back. Inhale, straighten your legs, stand tall, lift your arms. And exhale, release your arms down. Mountain pose, take a breath. Inhale, sweep your arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Either step to plank or jump back, chaturanga push-up pose. Lower to your belly as you breathe out. Inhale, rise, cobra. Exhale, lower. Press back, child's pose. Touch your big toes together, widen your knees. Inhale, round forward. Bent knee, cobra. Keep your knees bent, lower your hips. Curl back. And then lower slightly. Roll, take your feet to the right, roll to your outer right hip. Lift your hips, lift your left arm, lift your left knee. You can stay here or start to stretch your left toes towards your right hand, set your shin down, coming into a much deeper back bend. You kind of have like a L shape or right angle with your shins. And take an inhale. And then to come out, connect your shins, lower your hips, roll to your belly. Keep your knees bent. Take your feet to the left, roll to your outer left hip. Inhale, lift your hips, lift your right arm, work the stages. You can pick up your right knee, or you could start to stretch your right toes towards your left hand, lower your shins to create that L shape. And take one more inhale. And then return, connect your shins, lower your hips, roll back to your belly. And just rest for a moment. Sway out your hips, let your body get heavy, and drop down into the support of the earth. Complete your exhale. And slide your hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes, press back, downward facing dog. Look at your hands, see that they're shoulder distance, fingers are spread wide. As you inhale, round forward, come into plank pose. You can always take your knees down. We're setting up for forearm plank. So lower to your left forearm and then your right forearm. And press into your left hand and your right hand. We'll do that on the other side. Lower your right forearm and your left forearm. Press into your right hand and your left hand. Once more, side to side. Left forearm, right forearm, left hand, right hand. Last one. Right forearm, left forearm, right hand, left hand. That's so hard. Lower your knees down, sit back on your heels and take a rest. Roll your shoulders back just to create, again, that sense of expansion through your collarbones, a sense of lightness and ease. Bring your awareness back to the movement of your breath. Complete your exhale. And find your way to downward facing dog in the next breath or so. You might need to rehydrate. Okay, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, lift your right leg. If you'd like, bend your knee, open your hip. You can take wild thing prep, spin to your outer left foot, tent to your right fingertips, and maybe this time set your right foot behind you, full wild thing pose. Inhale. Look to the top of your mat. Lift your right knee and slow motion step your right foot forward. Come into an open twist. You can keep your right heel lifted for more sensation. So right foot forward, right arm high, open twist. Inhale. And as you exhale, lower your heel if it's lifted, lower your right hand. Setting up for triangle pose, spin your left heel down. Start to straighten your right leg as you lift your left arm. Remember, you can walk your right hand up your leg as far as you need to. So you've got your triangle pose base. We're gonna open the shoulders. Take your left hand towards your left hip. Circle your arm in front of you. And then take it up and around and back. Inhale as your arm reaches overhead. And exhale, reaching back. Once more like that. This time, as your hand reaches back, place your left hand to your left hip. Look down at your mat to steady yourself. Setting up for half moon pose with the option for a variation. Bend your right knee. Start to heel toe your left foot forward. Place your right thumb about a foot in front of your pinky toe. And then as you're steady, float your left leg up. Roll your left shoulder back, lean back, half moon. With the option to bind this time, bend your left knee. Stretch your left hand back to clasp your outer foot. Some people have more luck if they bring left knee forward, catch the ankle, and then take the foot back. If you're holding your foot, start to press your foot into your hand to open up even more. Take one more inhale. If you're holding your foot, release, stretch your left leg long, and softly land warrior two. Into exalted warrior. Spin your right palm up and extend your arm over your ear. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, cartwheel your hands to frame your right foot, lower your left knee, half splits. Straighten your right leg. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. And complete your exhale. And walk your hands forward. Place your hands inside of your right foot. Twisted monkey pose. Turn your right toes out at a diagonal. You can walk your left hand off your mat for more space. Now place your right hand to your right thigh, roll your shoulder back, and turn your torso to the right. This might be plenty, or you can add a quad stretch. Bend your left knee, stretch your right arm back to clasp the outer edge of your foot with your hand. And commit to pressing your front foot and your hand down and lift up through your sternum, curl back. Take one more inhale and then slow release. If you're holding your foot, reframe your right foot with your hand. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Actually, place your hands inside of your right foot and keep your toes turning out. We're going to come into Malasana from here. So springboard your back leg and step forward. Feet wide, toes turn out, squat down, Malasana. You can press your knees into your elbows into your knees to create that extension through your vertebrae. Inhale. And exhale, lower your hands, straighten your legs, turn your toes to face forward. Soften your knees and interlace your hands behind your back. Roll your shoulders back. Take an inhale. And exhale, fold in, extending your arms overhead. You can always have a generous bend of your knees to make this work for you. But wherever you are, let your head drop to relax through the back of your neck. And complete your exhale. Release your hands. Inhale, lift part way. And find your way back to downward facing dog. So you can step back, you can step or jump through a flow. You could take a moment in child's pose. We'll meet in downward dog in the next couple of breaths. Preparing for the other side. Inhale, lift your left leg, bend your knee, open your hip. Stay here or work the steps towards wild thing. Spin to your outer right foot. Tent to your left fingertip, send your left knee high, and then maybe step left foot behind you as you sweep your left arm over your ear. And from there, slow motion, step left foot forward, coming into a twisting lunge. You can keep your left heel lifted if you'd like a little more extension. Left arm high, inhale. And exhale, lower your heel if it's lifted, lower your left hand. Set up for triangle pose. Straighten your front leg, spin your back heel down. Sweep your right arm up. Circling through the shoulder, take your right hand towards your right hip and sweep your hand forward towards your head and then up and around. Inhale as your arm reaches overhead and exhale as you reach back. This time as you reach back, place your right hand to your right hip. Look down at your mat to steady yourself, setting up for half moon. Start to bend your left knee, heel toe your right foot forward. Place your left thumb in front of your left pinky toe. And then as you're ready, float your right leg up. Roll your right shoulder back, lean back, turn your torso to the side. Stay here or play with the bind. Bend your right knee. Reach with your right hand to clasp your outer ankle or foot. And then if you're holding your foot, start to press your foot into your hand to open. Inhale. Release the grasp of your foot. Stretch your right leg long and gracefully or not gracefully land in warrior two. Come into exalted warrior. Left arm over your ear. Take one more inhale. And exhale, lower your hands, frame your left foot. Set your back knee down, half splits. Straighten your left leg. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. A couple more breaths here. Complete your exhale. Inhale, bend your front knee. Oh, I think I just got my first mosquito bite of the season. Gross. Place your hands inside of your left foot. Turn your left toes out at a diagonal. And then you can take your right hand off your mat for more space, twisted monkey pose. Place your left hand to your left thigh. Turn your torso to the left. Stay here or bend your back knee. Reach to clasp the outer edge of your foot with your hand. Recommit to pressing your front foot and hand down. Your hips will lift a little. You'll feel your core engage. And from there, deepen your back bend, gliding your left shoulder back. One more inhale. Exhale, release your foot. Place your hands inside of your left foot. So keep your toes turning out. Tuck your back toes, lift your knees. Springboard your back leg, and then step wide, Malasana. Heels in, toes out, squat down. Inhale. Exhale, lower your hands, straighten your legs, turn your toes to face forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Soft knees, inhale, rise. And lift your arms. Connect your palms and exhale, find mountain pose, either hands to your heart or arms at your side. Okay, so we're going to move towards, I guess you could call it a peak pose, something we've been building towards. It's called a Natarajasana, or dancer's pose, king dancer's pose. We're going to do the foundational version. So from here, see that your feet are directly under your hips. If you're standing on a bunch of rocks, see if you can find a spot where they're not jabbing into your feet. Will help with balance. And shift your weight into your right foot. Bend your left knee. Take your left hand to your outer left foot. See if you can align your knees, draw your heel towards your hip, and stretch out through your quad. From here, stretch your right arm high, and we'll start to come into more of a back bend. Begin to press your foot into your hand as you hinge at your hips. Reach your chest forward, stretch your fingertips high, and your left foot high. Steady your gaze on one point to help with your balance. And then slowly come out. Release your left foot down. You can circle out your hips or shake out your limbs. Do what you need to do to balance your body. And then we'll prepare for the other side. So place your hands on your hips. Shift your weight into your left foot. Bend your right knee, reach back to catch your outer edge of your foot. See if you can line up your knees. Drop your tailbone, pull your right heel towards your hip, stand tall. And reach your left arm high. Start to press your right foot into your hand as you lean forward. Reach up through your left fingertips and your right toes. And then slowly come out. Place your foot down. Balance out, shake it out, swivel your hips. And then step your feet wide. Turn your toes out. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, bend your knees, squat down. Inhale here. And exhale, lower your hips. And walk your feet forward. So your feet are at the top of your mat. Feet are hip distance apart. Reach your hands forward. Inhale, lift up through your sternum. And exhale, lower slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Little core. Keep your shoulders lifted. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, stretch through your fingers. And exhale, lower. Heart way down. Inhale. Exhale, lift up. And just move with your breath. Inhale. Extension. Exhale, slow, lower. Inhale, hover. Exhale to lift. Last one. Moving at your pace. Okay, this time as your shoulders hover, reach your fingertips, left fingertips towards your left heel, and then right fingertips towards right heel, swiveling side to side. If you need to support the back of your head, you can do that as well. Flowing right to left, left to right. Keeping your shoulders lifted as best you can. Good. And then inhale through the center, exhale, lower down. Walk your feet in. Take your arms overhead, separate your feet wider than your hips, and let your knees slowly fall to the right. Exhale. Inhale, lift your knees. And exhale to the left. Just let it flow again, side to side. And the next time you lower your knees to the right, we'll meet there. You can stay here or hook your right ankle above your left knee, adding a little deeper stretch. And you can turn your gaze to the left to make this a deeper twist. And return your awareness to the flow of your breath. If you have your right ankle hooked, release that. Lift your knees. Send your gaze skyward and change sides. Lower your knees to the left. You can hook left ankle above your right knee for more sensation. Turn your gaze to the right for more sensation. And complete your exhale. And then release the hook of your left foot. If it's there, lift your knees, lift your gaze. And hug your knees to your chest, rock side to side. Hold the backs of your thighs, rock forward and back until you come up to seated. Good. When you find your seat, straighten your legs out in front of you and shake out your legs a little bit. Setting up for Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. You can manually adjust to connect to your sitting bones. Take your left thigh, internally rotate it, and then do that on the right side. You can also sit on a blanket or a pillow to help. Inhale, lift your arms. Remember, you can have a little bend of your knees or a generous bend of your knee. And as you exhale, fold, lead with your sternum, hinge at your hips, release your hands wherever they fall. Inhale, lift part way. Exhale, fold. We'll be here about 5 more breaths. And inhale, come up and prepare yourself for your resting pose. So you can find a seated posture or you can rest on your back, whatever is more comfortable. If you are playing music, go ahead and skip to Her Revolution, like the fourth from the last song. And however you have decided to rest, see if you can find a way to settle your shoulder blades onto your back. So again, you feel that lift, that lightness, that openness in your heart. Moving through an awareness of the elements, sense the earth beneath you, the support, stability, the structure of your body, your bones, muscles. And sense the movement inside of you, the flow of your breath, the circulation of your oxygenated blood flowing through you, the rivers of your body. And your connection to your core, your inner sun, this potential within yourself to build heat, to move through resistance, to rise up to challenge, to process, metabolize your food and your thoughts and all of the impressions that you take in throughout the day. And then shift your attention now to rest in the space of your heart. Sense the movement of your breath there. Each inhale brings lightness to your body and your mind. Each exhale circulates that lightness through your entire being. Notice the little subtle reminders of the air element around you. You might hear the swirling of the wind or the chirping of birds. Swirl of life moving all around you. It could even be like a passing car. Simply open yourself up to this embodied presence. Even if you notice things either within yourself or around you that you find distracting or annoying or aversive, see if you can just allow them to be, resisting the urge to change things or control things and just allowing things to be as they are, holding your experience with compassion and openness. Recognizing that pretty much always those aversive moments pass. Whether or not we choose to let them go, they always pass. We might as well choose to let them go. We reflect on this element of air within us and around us. You might picture your favorite tree with its branches swaying in the wind, the rustling of the leaves, and teeming life supported by this tree, both rooted and whimsical. Observing this grounded openness that a tree embodies. Please begin again to deepen your breath. And start to bring some movement back into your body, slowly stretching and waking up. And as you're ready, if you are resting on your back, please take your time, move slowly, and eventually find your way towards an easy seat. Once you establish your seat, rest your hands on your thighs or connect your palms at your heart. Lift your sternum up to meet your thumbs or to meet the air around you. Let your shoulders release. Let's bow chin to chest and head to heart. And as you're ready, with your gaze, open your eyes, shift your attention back out into your day. Thanks for being here.